I love that that's going to be the opener is just you laughing. Hello, everybody.
Me wheezing into the microphone. I feel so dumb. Like, I feel like a kid holding like a really, really cool thing, like a cool toy.
Mom, look what I have.
A knife!
No.
That's one of my favorite audios of all time. My microphone. This shit's really messing with me today. This is why we can't go super long without podcasting.
I know. All of a sudden, it's like, wait a minute. It's been a hot minute since I've done this. I
It
remember nothing.
has been a while, and I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna have to learn how to podcast again, I feel like.
Yeah, been a long enough time that you're trying to remember all the little details and pieces.
Yeah, because I did one with Jenna a while ago, and we posted that, but it's been a couple weeks since we've posted that. But it's been even longer since we recorded, especially since this is only the second episode we've recorded in this house.
Mm-hmm.
And the first episode we've recorded now having 2 dogs. We have 2 dogs now. I won. I got another dog.
Nova. Come here,
See her?
puppies. Good girl. So this is Shay's puppy, Nova. So Cal has always kind of been more of my dog. This is Nova.
Mm-hmm.
She's an Aussie Doodle. How old is she now?
I'm a bad dog mom. Well, she was 8 weeks when we got her on April 1st. So, however long that's been. Now I need to check. Because she was 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. She's just at 12 weeks. Good job, Nova.
So she's a baby. She's a sweetheart. She loves to chase Cal.
Mm-hmm.
Those two wrestle and nibble on each other's faces and or ears all day, every day.
Mm-hmm.
And she may or may not still be potty training.
At 12 weeks, that's pretty normal, though.
Oh, 100%.
Like, that shit can take 6 months to be, like, consistently going outside. Well, consistently not going inside, probably more so. 'Cause she goes outside. She just likes to go inside as well. We don't care where we go.
She has not made the distinction.
No, but that's okay. We're working on it. Right, Nova. It's okay. So she's gonna join us. Or maybe not. Maybe she'll go chase
She's
Cal.
going to go chase Cal.
Probably. I can't wait to edit that out later. It's gonna be great.
Why would that be edited out?
Do you want to hear dogs wrestling in the background?
Absolutely. Who doesn't want to hear puppies?
Well, if I want to get scared, I don't want to listen to 2 dogs wrestling in the background. It ruins the vibe.
Oh, okay.
Granted, I don't know how many vibes we're going to have this episode. Because, so, when I was looking for stories, there was a lot of short stories that I really wanted to do. But I couldn't find a time and place to do them. Like, well, it's just so short. So, we're just going to do a short story episode.
I think that's sweet. She did not tell me the topic of this one and refused to tell me through my begging and pleading.
Yeah, your whole 30 seconds of begging and pleading. Can I know? No. Oh, okay.
Sometimes you just got to give it a wing, and with you, you're too stubborn to ever give. So if I get no right away, it's just going to permanently be no.
It should always be no. Always. The answer is always no. So I'm really excited. And we have a listener write-in for this one, which I feel bad because she sent this to me a little bit ago, and I'm like, I'll get it out in a few weeks. And I feel like it's been like a couple weeks too long. So sorry, I know you're going to be listening, but we're reading it. We're on top of it now, and I really want to be doing episodes more consistently now because we had a little break with the move. We both have new jobs. We have a new dog. So we're going through a lot of life changes. Forgive us. But to start out, I do want to say another thank you to everyone who's still been listening or been liking our videos, giving us good ratings, everything like that. We really do appreciate it, and this is something I do want to do a lot more, but it's also a lot easier to do when people interact more, and I know you want more. So I'd really love to do these a lot more. If you're ever just like, oh my gosh, I wish he posted more, I wish he had more episodes. Me too. So the more comments, likes, follows, everything like that, the more episodes I can actually get out. Because for one, that's very encouraging, but two, I make no money off of this. I make zero money as of now, today. I make no money. We both have full-time jobs outside of this. I got an update on my computer. That sounded great. But Yeah, we both have full-time jobs, so this is not what I do for a living. This is a hobby that I enjoy, but I'd like to do it like with money involved. Of course, we all would. So, any way that we can help get those out there. That didn't make sense. That was a weird sentence.
It was a weird sentence. Maybe we need to look into doing a Patreon or something though too.
I've thought about it. I kind of want to post a lot of our bloopers there.
Oh, there's gonna be so many puppy bloopers.
Mm-hmm.
So
It would
many
turn
puppy
into a dog
bloopers.
channel.
We already kind of are, but
Yeah. But with that, again, thank you everyone. Tell your friends. I want to do this more often. I'd love to podcast full time, but that will probably never happen. But that's okay, because we'd like doing it for funsies. Are you done with your yawn?
never.
I'm
My
waiting on
yawns
you.
are permanent. It doesn't matter what time of day, I'm always yawning.
No, between 6 a.m. and 8 a.m., you're actually pretty good.
Oh boy, right after I wake up. I'm well rested for 2 hours, folks.
But it's downhill after 8 a.m.
It hits lunchtime and it's just midnight in my world.
Yeah, pretty much.
Nap time after lunch.
Pretty much. Okay, are you ready?
Absolutely.
Okay, so this first story, this is our listener write-in. Now, it's not necessarily her story, it's from her cousin, but she was involved with it. So this is, and she's written in before. We love her. She sends us stories. She's great. I think your pronouns are she. I actually am assuming. If they are not, I'm very sorry. So when I was about 8 or 9, my cousin, who we referred to as Bubbles, was maybe 4 or 5, and she had this what we called imaginary friend named Lacey. She would always talk about her, saying that she was a friend and that she was nice, but over time, maybe a few months later, she started saying that she was mean to her. For example, there was this one time where Bubbles was put in timeout, and she said that Lacey was telling her to go to the room, her mom's room, and Bubbles kept telling her that she was in timeout and she couldn't. Then she said, while looking like she wanted to cry, then she grabbed me by my hair and took me in the room and into the closet. When she told me and my aunt, not her mom, but a different aunt, we looked at each other and we told Bubbles not to play with her anymore. And Bubbles said okay. There was another time when my aunt was going towards the backyard. And before you go to the backyard, you look left and see a little room where there was a washing machine in there. And my aunt said she took a couple steps to see who it was. It was Bubbles. She was talking to Lacey, the ghost little girl there. And there are more things that happened, but I know she doesn't talk to Lacey anymore because they moved states. And this is the same house that I've had other experiences in. My personal opinion, I think there was a little girl that died there in a fire. Or I don't know. And there was this old man there. My mom said that she would hear slippers, like if there was someone walking.
I don't like slippers.
It's like a shuffle.
Yeah, just a little trudge.
That's a very distinct pattern. Like normal walking, like cool. But slippers, that's a very distinct sound.
Okay. Bubbles is
A cousin.
the cousin,
Yes.
and Lacey is the imaginary.
Yes.
Like,
Bubbles
potential
is the
ghost?
cousin. Lacey. No, excuse me. Lacey is the imaginary friend.
My brain would have flip-flopped their names.
It's a nickname. But no, that's weird. I don't like it. I don't like imaginary friends.
Imaginary friends creep me out. Just simply obviously I would feel differently, I'm sure, if I had any, but figmenting this other part of my reality to interact with on a regular basis and create its own personality, and I don't know, maybe it's just because I had a brother but I never had an imaginary friend.
People with siblings have imaginary friends.
I'm not saying they don't, but my brother was enough. I didn't need any more.
Okay, but also like sometimes they're not like just imaginary. Sometimes like you do see shit. Like that's why I don't like them, is because some kids are like, "Oh yeah, like I totally saw someone. Like that was like a person."
in the closet in the middle of the night at 3 a.m. while I went to go get a drink of water.
Okay, you know what? Abby actually did hide in the pantry. At, no, yeah, I've told you this story. Yeah. There was one time Jenna was sleeping over and we saw Abby go into the kitchen and then she was hiding in the pantry and we opened it. We're like, what are you doing? She's like, getting a glass of water. I'm like, you're in the pantry. So we think she was sleepwalking. But that exact same night, Isaac was sleepwalking too.
Oh my gosh, it's a twins thing.
It was so weird. It was so weird because Isaac came out, like, spun in a circle with his arms stretched out like a plane, spun in a circle, ran back to his room, closed the door, opened the door, and he was still in bed. I'm like, hate that.
Meow.
I don't know where my mom and dad were.
Asleep comfortably
No,
upstairs.
no. We were upstairs. We were having a sleepover upstairs. Abby
Oh.
and Isaac still had their rooms upstairs.
How rude of
I
them.
don't know. Maybe mom and dad were having, like, a parental night.
I feel like we need parental nights away from the puppies.
Yeah, they're kind of menaces. But that's okay. Are you ready for our next story?
I am ready. Thank you for sending that in.
Yeah, we are so happy. I love listener write-ins. They're my favorite because they're always different. It's like you can get stuff off of like Reddit and whatnot, but like hearing from people that listen to your podcast and like, oh my gosh, this reminds me of my experience. I'm like, fantastic, love it. I love listener write-ins.
Personal experiences are always just that. They're personal. Like they make a little bit more sense. They've got a little bit more of a touch to it. You're like firsthand interacting with somebody who's had the experience, and so it's always just a little bit more fun, a little bit more enjoyable, as opposed to just maybe it's a internet story, you know?
Yeah, and at least because like I don't like to ever assume that these stories are false. Like the ones I get on Reddit and whatnot, like I don't ever like to assume that. I like to have faith in people that they're actually telling the truth. But bottom line, you never know. I'll never know if that story's true.
It's the internet. You can never trust anything.
Yeah, and like technically, could listener write-ins be false? Sure. Do I care? Absolutely not. Okay. Please send me true stories. That's what we do here. But like but like I have a lot more faith in people that are actually listening. Like I think they're a lot more true, you know? Because why would they send it in just to send in a fake story?
For funsies. Or maybe just to get us to say like weird names.
Maybe.
Like right up in there.
ASMR. I am so sorry for everyone who had to hear that. Okay. Voicemail from myself on my landline. Back in the early 2000s, I'm at my parents' house checking the voicemail for the landline. I hear a message that says it's from my house number, and it's my voice saying, my nickname, knows I want some. They don't know none. They don't know none. I read it right. It still freaks me out to this day. I can't explain it. I wish I had recorded it or saved it, but just wondering if this has happened to anyone or if there was any significance to the phrase that was said. No significance that I know. It said like their nicknames, like you call me Shay. So Shay knows I want some. They don't know none. They don't know none.
Nothing. Shay knows I want some. Don't know nothing. Don't know nothing. Definitely like a southern thing. Nothing. Don't know none. Why?
That was my ick.
I apologize for being icky. But
Yeah, that was a little icky.
like,
I don't ever want to hear my voice when I know that was not me.
oh, 100% agree. That's terrifying. Something that can mimic your voice. I mean, we've talked about mimics on the show in the past.
I hate them. I hate them so bad. I just got full body chills. I
Shivies.
did. I don't like it. If I ever heard your voice and it wasn't you, It's like I feel like I could handle like family members because I've had something mimic my mom, and like weird, but like I don't know. I feel like to have it be you in a house where it's just me and you, wouldn't like that. Or myself. Can you imagine hearing yourself call you from like downstairs?
I mean, I feel so when I sleep talk,
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that's like my brain trying to mimic me. Like it's my subconscious. I'm not aware that I'm talking. I'm not awake. But like when I
But
roll
that's
over in the middle
sleep
of the night,
talking. That's not like something gross.
depends on who you ask. It's my subconscious. My subconscious is probably pretty gross.
Well, it is kind of rude. The amount of death glares I've gotten from you just from like sleeping.
Hey, you are rude to my sleeping self.
No, I'm not.
You
Okay, you started snoring last night, and you started snoring so loud that you woke yourself up. You sat up, you're like, you laid back down. It was so funny.
just embarrass me, why don't you? I don't remember this at all.
I know you don't. You never do.
I knew I didn't sleep very good, and that I guess explains it because I was just vibrating the whole night. Like,
Yeah. Well, no, it was like until 11:30. After like 11:30, you stopped. After that, you did pretty good.
that's the majority of my good sleep anyway.
Yeah. It was really funny. I started laughing so hard. But the thing is, if I laugh at you, you almost get mad. You like wake up. Like, what you laughing at?
For good reason. Don't laugh at me.
Are you ready for our next story?
I was about to say, we got really off topic on the mimic.
That's
Like, that
okay.
is still terrifying, and I would
It's okay.
absolutely not want to do that.
We're gonna get back on. I saw a shadow person tonight, and I swear I'm not crazy. So I was coming downstairs and saw a black shadow shape of a person, like a head and shoulders and a long arm in the doorway, for a millisecond before it ducked away. The arm sort of looked like those monsters in The Quiet Place. Ew. Long and pointed. The past few weeks, twice I've seen orbs out of the corner of my eye in my room. But this was different, because this time I heard it.
Mm.
I heard like the creak of the floor as if someone was there, and I just sensed it. Like, you know, when you just know someone is there, you hear a small noise or something, and you can just tell there's another body. That's how I felt.
Nope.
No, that sounds like my nightmare, bro. No, hell no. I really enjoy how we read a bunch of scary stories on here, but I am such a chicken. If anyone thinks I'm brave or like can handle this, no, I cannot.
I'm a pole
No.
vaulter who's afraid of heights, so you're, like, talking to the pot that called the kettle black.
I think I just stroked out. You're talking to the pot that called itself black?
What?
What?
The pot called the kettle black?
Yes.
You've never heard that saying?
No, I've heard it, but for whatever reason, when you're saying it, it doesn't sound right. And then I repeat it back to myself incorrectly, and then I get confused.
Oh, gosh.
Like every time you say it, my brain mixes up the sentence. The kettle that calls itself black. The kettle pot. I don't know. I don't.
Oh, my gosh. We really need some help podcasting again. We're really out of shape.
I
Oh,
love
my
it.
gosh.
Fantastic.
The silhouette, the creaky floorboard, like hearing stuff, understand, like getting that feeling. Like, I freak myself out sometimes and like feel like there's somebody in the house or feel like there's somebody somewhere. And puppies. It's always scaring me when it does happen where I'm like poking my head around a corner, I'm squinting, trying to see like what's happening in the dark spot, or I feel like I hear something, and so I'm like creeping, trying not to make any noise in case there is somebody like in the house or like down the street or whatever.
I'm so glad that you get weird in here sometimes too.
I don't, it hasn't really happened to me here. There's been one night.
There was one night.
There's one night.
What happened?
Well, I just thought I heard something in the middle of the night, or like Cal started kind of growling, and so you made me get up and go like hunting around the house.
Did I?
Yeah,
Oh, I think I blocked that out.
you might have. But yeah, there was one night that you made me get up. You're like, Connor, you have to go look. Like,
I just
okay.
don't, because Cal does growl at night sometimes, and it scares the piss out of me. That's why I sleep with the TV on, because I can't do it. I can't do it. When it's pitch black, or like my parents' house, the guest room that I stay in,
Mm.
can't do it. Can't do it. I sleep like shit. Unless I'm like really, really tired. Because I always think I'm gonna look out of the blinds like in the middle of the night and there's gonna be someone standing under that like
Just the
driveway
single street lamp.
Yeah, the single street lamp in our driveway.
Mm-hmm.
I'm always convinced like one day I'm gonna see someone standing there and then I'm just gonna like die.
See, I get concerned that like if I'm walking the house after like, Connor, go check. You have to go check. I'm walking around trying to figure out what's going on. That like I'm gonna round a corner and like it literally be like the corner. I walk by and then something comes out of the corner and like grabs me like in like the horror movies. Like it's like a shadow and then like pulls
That
me in.
why? Would I scare you so bad when I do it?
Yes. Because like it's literally a fear of mine that like I'm gonna get grabbed by a shadow or something like that, and then I'll just be walking happy as can be, and you'll pop out of somewhere, and it freaks me out.
Okay, I can do that at like 11 in
No.
the morning, in the midday, broad daylight, and you still freak out.
Yeah, I'm easily scared.
It's really funny.
It's so
I don't
weird.
do it at night because I like low key. I don't do it at night as often.
That's the biggest lie. You've done it at
No.
night more frequently than during the day.
I don't think so.
You used to hide around our bedroom wall. I'd be going to bed after like getting
Oh,
ready
yeah.
to go.
I
and then
haven't
I'd
done it a
turn-
lot in this house. I've been a lot better about
You
it.
haven't done it in this house because it's harder to scare me in this house. There's not the hard wall.
Yeah. It's a bummer.
Mhm.
See, my fear is that I'm going to be walking in the middle of the night, like to go to the bathroom or something stupid, and I'm just going to walk into something
Oh, just like sleepy, bleary eyed, like kind of halfways walking.
and then just walk into a body.
Bonk.
That's my fear. That's why I always turn lights on. Something about the dark, man. I hate it.
We've been like programmed to fear the dark for many, many, many years.
For good reason. For good reason. The dark is different. I don't know what it is, but the dark is different.
Dark give me sketchy vibe.
I can go into two different houses. I can go into the same house in the dark and in the broad daylight, and it feels vastly different. It just does.
So if you sit in the same, like obviously if you walk in from one time versus another, it's going to feel very different. But say you walk into a house during the day and you were to sit and just like chill until it's night, would the house still feel creepy?
Yes.
Interesting.
Yes. No. It has a different feel. There's just something about your mic's picking up on that.
Sorry.
There's something about the dark, and I don't know what it is. And I've never claimed to be psychic or anything. I've never claimed that. Maybe a little clairvoyant, but like I've never claimed to like have any psychic abilities. I've never ever claimed that. However, I am a little bit more sensitive to energies, and that's not just like, oh, there's a ghost in my house. Like if there's tension in a room and there's any little bit of tension, I can feel it immediately. I might not acknowledge it, but I feel it.
Mm-hmm.
So when I walk into a room and something's off, I know it's off.
You've consistently said, I think even on the show, like when you walk into your parents' house, you'd be able to feel within like 0.2 seconds what kind of day like your mom is having.
My mom has that energy to her, and not everyone I think has this characteristic where they just have an energy to them that projects. Like there's people, if they have a certain energy to them, they project it, whether they're really happy, angry, sad, but whatever energy they have, you can visibly, like not visibly, it's tangible almost. My mom's that way, and I know sometimes I get that way, but I can't like feel off my own energy, you know?
People have said that I give off energy. Normally it's good vibes, but
You're like the color yellow. I hate yellow.
Oh, no more
No,
Delilahs.
no, if I were to like put you at a color, I'd be like, you're kind of just like yellow. Like you usually have like a little like happy-go-lucky attitude.
I have a little bit of a streak.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I don't know. I don't feel like I'm yellow, but
I've always seen you as yellow.
okay.
You know, like one of my favorite TikTokers, Anna Sitar.
Yes.
She's yellow. I put you yellow as well.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm. Should we do another one?
I think we should do another one.
I'm not gonna lie, I don't remember how many I have, so I'm just gonna go until I run out.
Sounds good to
Maybe.
me.
Gotta get to my next one. Why won't it let me? Okay, it wouldn't let me scroll from it there. Just a tad creeped out. This happened over 10 years ago. Husband was working night shift, so it was just my dog and me at home. My dog fell asleep in bed while I was still reading. At one point, I decided to text my hubby goodnight, so I picked up my phone and opened the text app, clicked on hubby, and as I was about to type, someone or something started to slowly type, "I am a beaut." By then, I threw my phone back on the bed, facing down. The motion woke up my dog, who opened her eyes, looked past the phone, and growled. Hair on the back of my neck was all standing up, and my scalp had that numbing feeling. My husband wasn't going to be home till much later, so I felt that I had to do something. I turned to where my dog was staring, still growling, and said, "You're not welcome here. Get going." Soon after that, my dog stopped, yawned, and went back to sleep. I've had paranormal experiences before, but something typing a message on my phone was the first and only time. I did eventually pick the phone back up, erase that unfinished message, and sent hubby a good night text. I don't know what it is about that story. But did you hear my voice starting to get weird in that?
No, I did not.
Okay, good.
I heard you going like like you struggled on that word. But no,
But
I didn't hear
that,
anything different about your voice.
you know how I tear up when I start to feel like something?
Yeah.
Yeah, I started tearing up with that, and as I read that entire story, my entire body got goosebumps. And it's odd because we've had, in my opinion, scarier stories. But for some reason, that story got me.
Mm.
Honestly, like, sorry for everyone. I'm getting a little weird now because I don't know. I feel something, and I don't know what it is, but like something's really throwing me off right now. I don't know what it is. I've actually never had this in an episode, I don't think.
Yeah, no, I didn't mind that episode at all. I thought it was super interesting where like it's a physical manifestation of whatever the heck's going on. And maybe it's just like the commonalities between you and OP. Where like you're just chilling at home, puppy's there, like hanging on your phone, and then all of a sudden something happens.
Yeah.
But how's your neck feeling?
Sorry, I feel like something's about to touch my neck. Like, I don't know.
Discomfort?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I have goosebumps on my arm right now.
Sherry no likey.
No, I don't know why that was so hard for me. I don't know. I've never had that. I've never had like
Did you secretly write the
no.
post?
I've never no. That one's not me. I do have stories on here, but I usually just tell them in between stories. But like I don't know. I don't know. I feel like I don't want to sorry. You can tell I can feel it.
Mm-hmm. You're starting to get like anxious.
Yeah, because I can feel it. No, there's something and it's throwing me off. Sorry, guys. I've never had this on an episode. I don't know what it is.
I'm trying to think of the right words. It's gone now. Okay.
Well, thank you for your help and sympathy.
Uh-huh. My brain
This
makes
is
so
weird.
much sense.
I've never had this. Usually I get this when something's actually like visibly happening. Or like, what was it? Like last week when a pot fell off of our counter.
Oh, yeah, because I put it down wrong?
Put it down wrong.
No, I put it down wrong. It fell off because I put it somewhere semi-unstable.
It wasn't even close to the edge.
It's rounded.
Yeah, but there was an entire handle in the way.
That fell off the edge.
What?
Okay.
I do think I'm going to have to sage the house after this because, I don't know, there's something in my dreams are starting to get weird again.
Be smudged.
Be smudged. I feel like that's supposed to be like one word.
Besmudged.
Yeah, I feel like that should be like one word. Smudged. Okay. We can do one more story, but I think after that I'm actually going to have to call it quits because there's something going on right now. I don't know what it is, but I don't like it.
Uno más.
I'll try and get through this story. I'll try because like I'm actually kind of struggling right now. I'm going to have to go sage the house. A deep breath to get myself back in a reading mindset. I'm hesitant to start questioning this, but I think there's some entity in my apartment. I live in a trendy downtown loft apartment inside a 100-year-old building. It used to be a clothing factory in the late 1800s into the 1950s. This is a short story, but I recently moved in, and one morning, the entire left side of the kitchen sink was filled with coffee mugs. They were neatly placed. My girlfriend didn't have an explanation, and neither did I. Although I postulated that I may have been sleepwalking. Is that how you say that word?
Postulated?
Yeah.
If that's the word, yes. Sometimes you kind of just like put some words in place.
I postulated that I may have been sleepwalking, which I haven't done since I was a small child, so it's not likely. The mugs did not need to be cleaned, since we just moved and all the dishes were clean. It is just weird. My girlfriend and I haven't talked about it since, but I honestly feel like we just want to avoid the subject. Edit. I added this to the comments, but I figured I would add this to the post for visibility. There is a little more to this. When I was putting dishes away on move-in week, a shelf collapsed and all of the glass came avalanching onto my head and shoulders. Thankfully, I was wearing a ball cap and a hoodie, so I was not injured. We just had a big mess to clean up. The shelf appeared sturdy as I was loading it up, and I don't understand how it broke. Two more things. While sitting in my office, I heard my girlfriend say, "Psst," to get my attention. I went over to her and said it back, asking what she wanted to show me. She claimed she didn't say anything. I didn't have an explanation. My girlfriend and I have a black cat, and I have been seeing the cat out of the corner of my eye when it's not really there. Last night, my girlfriend said she hallucinated the cat where he was not.
So they're both getting the same thing?
Yeah, they're both getting similar experiences.
Ah. I don't like that.
I don't like how the cups were stacked so neatly.
It's an OCD ghost. You have to stock the cups every night, otherwise the tenants die.
Sorry, I just keep getting chills. I'm like ice cold right now. Feel my hand.
That's not abnormal.
Shut up. Yes, it is. No, it's not. But like, I don't know. I feel like frigid and I'm in a sweatshirt and pants, obviously, as people can see.
Mm-hmm.
Or not if you're listening to this on like Spotify or something.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. We love it. We love it. Don't you love this about me?
I think it's wonderful.
Yeah.
And amazing.
Then now I have to go smudge the entire house.
Well, you started talking about a black cat, but we have a very The yellow cat right
We
behind
have a
you.
yellow beanie. A yellow beanie. So sweet. I'm still curious if it has anything to do with the potential cemetery that was by our house once upon a time.
I hate that. That's definitely got to be new information for the listeners.
Yeah, no, I haven't talked about that. For was there just a vibrating on the couch? Oh, I thought I heard a vibration pattern.
Mm.
I'm overthinking everything now. Anyways, so there was maybe a cemetery by our house. One day when Connor was coming home late, I was just checking his location because I didn't think he was home yet. And I looked, I'm zooming out from our house, and it said, like, a cemetery name. I was like, a cemetery? What the heck? And we're new to this town. This is an entirely new town for us, so we're still, like, getting to know it. And I'm looking, I'm like, I really don't think that there's a cemetery there. Like, I feel like I would know. Like,
I would not have
you
lived
know
here.
when there's a cemetery by your house, right?
I would not
And we
have
would-
lived here had I known that.
Well, yeah, and we drive past that spot, like, right next to it every day. So just in case I took, like, a mildly different route to work, I went up a block, or I turned a block early. And I looked just in case it was, like, a morgue or something dumb. No. It's a freaking Wells Fargo, though. It's literally a house parking lot Wells Fargo. And the Wells Fargo is, like, where the location name is.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm wondering if at once upon a time there was a cemetery there. And when I Googled this name of the cemetery, it was an entirely different part of the town. So I'm thinking that that map just hasn't updated yet.
Either the Google Maps are really out of date because it is small town, or it legitimately used to be a cemetery that they moved at one point or another because of, like, commercial reasons. What?
Was that Nova?
I don't know what you guys looked for. You and Beanie both just moved. I didn't hear anything.
You didn't hear that?
No.
That was loud.
I have headphones on.
Me too.
Good for you.
No, that was loud. Both Beanie and I jumped.
I mean, she just got water.
No, it was before that. I don't know. This is a weird episode.
Always
Something's
is.
going on, guys. Something's going on.
Always is a weird episode, but
Yeah, I think we're gonna have to go so we can take care of this.
besmudge.
Besmudge the house, because Shayley is about to have a panic attack. Nah, just kidding. But also not. Okay, well.
Thanks for joining us again, guys.
Yeah.
Sorry for the little bit of delay. We're looking forward to being a little bit more consistent here again.
Hopefully, that's the hope. The more you guys like, comment, share, tell your friends that may want to listen, like, the more we'll probably be updating, because that's really encouraging knowing that people want to listen. So, all right. Thanks, guys.
Thank you for listening.